Hi there everyone, this is Scott Nicholson and welcome to an episode of Scott Hates Cooking. Now, over the last 5 years, I've been on the keto diet and I've transitioned out of that over the last year. I'm now just on a low-calorie diet, so I don't eat the high-fat stuff anymore, but I also am aware of what's got a lot of sugar in it and what's got a lot of carbs in it, and I try not to eat that stuff either because I feel this diet is something I can continue on for the rest of my life and keep the weight off that I've lost. Now, a friend of mine, Brand, had mentioned he was going to make Rice Krispie treats for breakfast, and I said, that sounds like a good thing. But I haven't had Rice Krispie treats in a long time. But the problem is, when you do the keto diet and you stop eating sugar, your taste buds get really responsive to low amounts of sugar. So anything that's a normal sugar that you may have really just blows my taste buds away. So I found anything that's sweet, I have to make myself and use only a third or so of the amount of sugar that the recipe calls for, even if it's just using artificial sweetener. So I said, well, let's see what I can do. Now I found a recipe online for making marshmallows, keto marshmallows. And so the way that worked is you ended up making it primarily out of gelatin and some artificial sweetener. And so you boiled artificial sweetener in water, you put gelatin and water into a KitchenAid mixer, you started churning up the gelatin, you added the hot sugar mixture to it, you let it go for about 15 minutes, and added some vanilla and some salt at the end. And you ended up with something, well, like this. Now, the trick is with these marshmallows, you have to leave them out overnight in order for them to harden up. So they don't harden right away, you leave them out. So I actually haven't tried this yet. So I'm inviting you along on this experiment with me. Now, one of the things that I did crave with when I was on my diet, something I always liked, was toasting marshmallows over the campfire. And I got some marshmallows just to try it when I decided to go off the keto diet, but they're just so sweet. I couldn't even enjoy that. So my first question is, can I toast these little gummy marshmallows? So we're gonna try it right now and find out. All right, so my life is zucchinis and scotch, so here we go. Something different. So let's see how this works. So first I'm gonna take off a little bit of this. So it does respond like marshmallow. Oh, and I've got the recipe in the comments below of where I found how to do all this. So all the amounts and the ingredients are gonna be down there. As I say, I hate cooking, so I'll just point you to someone else's recipe. So this is the marshmallow. It's kind of more like almost like a gummy candy. So let's try a bit. So it does have a marshmallow flavor, and it's not super sweet because I only used, I think the recipe called for somewhere between 1 and 2 cups of sugar, and I used about half a cup. So it's not super sweet. So the question is, will it toast? Will it toast? Fire. Let's find out. This is the most important thing. Oh, it will melt on the floor. So, no. It does not look like it will toast, at least not from one match. Let's go for the lighter here. Let's see if we can really get the smoke alarm going. So I guess it would be kind of like if you were toasting a gummy worm. It wouldn't so much toast as just melt. Well, let's try it and see if it changes the flavor at all and burn my tongue in the process. No, it's just, well, all right. So there is a little sooty flavor to it, but it doesn't have the crunch. It doesn't have a lot of wood. And if you went and put this over a campfire, I think you'd just melt your marshmallow right into the campfire. So no on this being a toasted marshmallow. But that said, it is a low sugar marshmallow. So if I wanted to just have a marshmallow, well, I could do this. But so it's not going to work to toast the marshmallows that way. But there was another recipe on the same site that talked about how to make cereal, how to make a cereal treat. Now they use special keto cereal. Because I live in the middle of rural Ontario, I can't run out and buy special keto cereal, but I can get Rice Krispies. And I got the brown Rice Krispies with sugar-wise, only 1 gram of sugars and 27 grams of carbs for those of you that are looking at the keto side of this. So this is not keto at this point. But we figured I'd give it a shot. And as I was starting to put this together, I thought, I saw something else. And I said, that's very interesting. This looks kind of like Rice Krispies, doesn't it now? Pork rinds, pork cracklings. And I thought, well, You know, with this recipe, all you do now is you take your cereal and you make the marshmallows and you pour it immediately as soon as it's made in with the cereal and mix it up. And then you leave it out overnight. And that was what the recipe called for. And so that's what I did. So I decided to use half Rice Krispies, and actually I mixed peanuts in with the Rice Krispies because I always like my Rice Krispie treats with peanuts. And I mixed half crunched up pork rinds. Figured, let's see what happens.
I'm not sure.
And Alexa has decided that she'd like to speak with you as well. Alexa, say hello.
Hi.
There. All right. So anyway, let's get to business and see what we got. So here we go. We put, oh shoot, zucchinis everywhere. So this is the first year I actually ever grew a lot of stuff. And boy, I'll tell you, my zucchinis are everywhere. Sorry, the scotch. Quarantine time. And so here we go. So this is da-da, the masterpiece. So this has been sitting out overnight because that's how the marshmallow became a kind of like a marshmallow. So they said to leave the cereal treat overnight. So we're going to see what happens here. Now this half is a mixture of Rice Krispie treats and Rice Krispies and peanuts. This half is the pork rinds mixed with the marshmallow. So I'm gonna assume that this is gonna be fine because I know this is good. We're just gonna go for what you're here for, to see what happens when you try to make these treats out of pork rinds. So the first question is, well, the first thing I notice is the whole thing has kind of shrunk inward from where it was last night because it was pressed to the edges of the pan and kind of pulled its way in. So I guess we'll just cut right into it. And though these were pork rinds, so they should be nice and crispy, right? Is that how that works? Let's find out. Oh, listen to that. Crisp. Listen, oh boy. I think I'm gonna need something else. There. Oh, doesn't that look fantastic? Wow. So it appears to have kind of lost all of its crispiness because, well, you soaked it in this wet mixture and then you let it sit out all night. Listen to that squish. There's some sound effects for you. Well, let's check this side out to see if this is any better. Well, at least it seems to cut. So that actually seems to cut, although, again, no crisp. Well, you're here to see how this works, so let's give it a shot. We're going to dive right in. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Doesn't this look delightful? Oh, there we go. So it has completely lost any crunch or crispiness at all. Well, all right, time to give it a shot. Oh, listen to that. Sounds like a sponge. Actually, that's what it feels like, is a sponge at this point. It's lost any crispiness whatsoever. You know, it's kind of like biting down on a sponge too. It's not really going away. Okay. Well, it's got the flavor of a pork rind. It's a little sweet. And the texture is that of a sponge. It's not even, I thought maybe it might turn out to like gummy candy. But it's not even that, it's just spongy. And this is horrible. I need some scotch to wash this down with. What, you think some nice Kala Isla will go with pork rind gummy disgusting things? Oh, God. Okay, well, there you go. Oh, that's bad. It might be better if you used actual marshmallows and did it like a Rice Krispie treat, but again, that's going to be way too sweet for me, so I'm not going to waste the pork rinds to do that. I will, however, let me check out what happens with the cereal side to see if it's any better. So here's the cereal side. Now it's still kind of squishy. And we have a kitty that wants to say hi. All right, we have a cat interruption. This is Gregory. Gregory, you want to be on the show? Nope. Okay, there you go. Anyway, back to this. So the whole thing's squishy. There's no crunch whatsoever to it. Let's see if it's any worse or better. Okay, so it's not spongy, but it's incredibly dry. My mouth is just totally dry right now. Oh. I'm glad I put the peanuts in there because at least the peanuts are good. So, my recommendation about this recipe is don't. Just don't. No, it's not good. It's not good. Anyway, I think I'll go back to my squash and zucchini and some scotch. So, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of Scott Hates Cooking, because I really do. I really don't like to cook. So, ugh. Bye-bye.